Now, there's been a few tweets and a clip released by Odablock, or at least the Odablock clip channel, about something I said a few weeks ago, a clip that I uploaded to my channel. In fact, I'll pull the clip up now so we all have context and we can all be on the same page. Because it was, I've been trying to, I guess, I've been avoiding talking about different topics and conversations lately because I'm really trying to push Right Click Examine. I've been loving making that show for you guys. It's the latest and greatest RuneScape series on the platform at the moment. But this clip here,
just said you're not good enough for dead man mode.
So for context, someone asked about me in Odablock's channel for Deadman mode, I guess, and he said I wasn't good enough for Deadman.
I mean, to be honest, I don't really know if Odablock's the best judge for that situation, considering how him and his team performed last season. But fair enough.
And then I went on to say how, like, everyone, if I was on the team, it would have performed better and whatnot. Basically, I just said I'm not good enough for Deadman. I don't think Oda was a good judge because he hasn't been able to win a dead man yet. Anyway, granted, I think being last pick captain is a bad place to be anyway when picking a team. So he hasn't had the most successful, I guess, odds of winning dead man as a captain. He responded here. Now, I do want to go on the record and say that this is why I actually really like Odablock. Is because he's not a bitch. This isn't beef. We're not beefing, okay? We just have two different opinions. We're just having a little bit of back and forth, bit of banter. And it's Odablock. Of course I'm going to respond. Of course. He's the big dog. Of course we're going to have a fucking look. And he's not scared to share his opinion and say what he thinks. Whether he's right or wrong is up for debate, obviously. And obviously his community is going to back him very, very hardly. But this isn't me trying to dig at Odablock. This is actually what I respect about him, as opposed to many other creators who will talk shit, have an opinion, say things about me, but will hide it in their streams or hide it behind closed doors or cower and just be little pussies about it. Odablock doesn't like something I've said. He'll speak on it, and then I'll return him over a little bit of back and forth. It's all good fun. It's all in the name of content. It's all in good spirits. Like, it's nothing personal. This is what I respect about him. You won't get this from any other creator other than mostly me and Odablock. Everyone else is just straight up fucking fake, virtue signaling, cowards. But this was his response essentially. If I can, it might be muted.
Oda, look at this take. What is this?
Big O putting disrespect in your name, King. Just said you're not good enough for dead man mode. Is he really the best judge character? He hasn't won a dead man mode before. Yeah, he can PK, but that's it.
I'll be honest with you, bro. If King Condor was DMM in All-Stars, I think he would be one of the last picks. And that's just me being honest. And no offense to King Condor, but I'm also a better PvMer than him. Like think about it like this. Fox, Alfie, Evescape, all these guys were last pick, right? Like, no offense, but he's not better than those guys.
So that's the response. That's basically what he said. Now, I have no doubt that I would be a last row pick. In fact, we've said that from the start. Anytime someone brings dead man All-Stars, I'm probably going to be a last pick. I don't have a very high dead man standing. Makes perfect sense. In fact, I want to be a last row pick because it is so much easier to perform better in PvP, in the finale, in the last row, because the rest of the competition is shit as well, all right? Now, as for Alfie, Foe, and Evescape, it's going to vary quite largely. I'm better at PvM than all of those players. 100% without a doubt. Also better than Odablock PvM. I'm willing to bet on that big time. I have seen him do Corrupted Gauntlet on his hardcore. He's using too many plugins to call someone out on the PvM skill, by the way. But no, I'm better than Odablock at PvM 100%. I'm willing to stand on that for sure. But I think people need to realize this and kind of understand this too. Being a last pick in Deadman All-Stars isn't actually a bad thing, nor does it mean you're a bad player. Because what you might have remembered from the latest... I've got a butter chicken on my hands. It's like stained my skin. Look at that. It's like I got fucking Legionnaire's disease. So what you might have noticed from the last Demon All-Stars is that Sick Nerd, who was a third row pick, he was MVP. Cope. What do you mean Cope? MVP was in the third row. In fact, some of the best performers throughout the entire Deadman roster were in the fourth and third rows of their picks. Some of the worst performers were at the first and second row picks. Granted, 61M was a second row pick and was excellent as well, but some of the biggest fumbles were in second and first row picks. Torvesta lost quite a bit of fucking juice there. Skidler performed terribly in the finale and was a first row pick. No Monkey and Doobies were both absolute horseshit first and second row picks. Put me in the third or fourth row, please. That's where people get to perform better. See, again, and obviously this is not dig at Sick Nerd. Sick Nerd performed MVP in third row. If he was first row or second row, he would not have got MVP. He would have been up against much tougher competition, and he would have got fucking shit slung at him. And people are saying, oh, Sick Nerd must be first row, second row pick next year. Fucking keep him in the third row. He'll shine better. He does. It's not just about... People look at it and go, oh, your first row pick, you're going to be the best performer. Fuck no. You need to perform the best in your row. And this isn't just for the finale, but also throughout the week. You've got to be able to perform against who you best against the people you're up against, right? I hope I said that right. So put me in the fourth row, please. I disagree. I am willing to commit 100% that I'm a better PvMer than Odablock. I'm not saying he's a bad PvMer at all. A lot of people, when I said that the first time, said he's got Grandmaster, he's GM, he is GM. Yes, well, anyone who doesn't even... You're probably on elite combat tasks if you're there sitting there saying that who's Grandmaster. If you haven't done any Grandmaster tasks at all, your number one cope is Grandmaster means you're a good player. Anyone that has even Master Combat tasks knows for a fact that Grandmaster combat tasks, 99% is RNG. 95% is RNG. Most of it is just resetting, Zarek crossbow, natty bolting until you get what you want. The Grandmaster combat task ain't shit. It is cope. I do not have Grandmaster on my account, on my Ironman. I don't play my main account. Remember that, Ironman. Because I don't have a Zarek crossbow. I only recently got a Shadow. I don't have a saturated heart. Yes, you don't need those for Grandmaster, but almost every Grandmaster in the game has used those to get them because it's easier. It's better. I would rather farm the items than go for it when I can. I also don't have the glacial hammers from Amongst Ladders, so I'm locked out of it anyway. I'm fucking mega dry on those. But that doesn't mean anything against my PvM skill. I've seen the man do Gauntlet. Gauntlet is a good baseline for just to judge someone on their PvM ability. I bet you I'm better. I bet you I'm better at Cox as well. But again, I'm not saying Odablock is bad. I think he's good at PvM. I don't think he's better than me. Why don't you get GM to prove it? Because I don't have the gear I don't care for it. You know, I'm getting it slowly as I get tasks, but I'm hunting an imbued heart at the moment. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks. Is Slayer skipping for a saturated heart. Shouldn't you PvM to be honest? I'd love to put that to the test. Odablock is GM. Yes, he is. I'd love to put that to the test, but I don't see him being better than me in PvM. It doesn't make any sense. Yes, he can click, but that's about it. Excellent PvPer, but how could you prove he's better or worse than me at PvM? That's the thing. Is it a crime to not know Condor's content? No, it's not a crime. The NFL is a perfect example of what you were describing. First round picks can perform as well as sixth rounders, and the first rounder will get trashed while the sixth rounder gets praised. I'm sure that makes sense to someone who knows NFL. That makes sense. His Doom PB is like 85. Okay. So? What's that got to do with anything? Getting underestimated can be kind of nice. Oh yeah, I'll be a sleeper pick in Deadman All Stars. That's not even close. But to think that I'm worse than like Alfie Foe or Eevescape is ridiculous in my opinion, especially PvM wise, especially in efficiency and strategy. 100%. That would be insane. He had teammates suggesting fucking Temporos for fuck's sake. In his team. So look. I'm sure he would be down to do any PvM challenge. That would be content. I think that'd be great, and I'd love to. I think it'd be awesome. Of course, he has a hard Doom PB when he has access to every item in the game. Yeah, well, you got to remember, I'm doing a lot of content. I'm doing is on an Ironman that I've only got whatever gear I've got, but I'm also not trying to look for a level 80. I'm not trying to do like 85 floors of Doom because that's way too much of my time. I don't want to fucking consider trying to get back. Do you think you get to 30, let alone 80? His click accuracy and speed is way better. I could probably get to 30 or 80 if I tried, but I don't care to. I want the boots and I never want to go to Doom again. That shit sucks. I don't care to. I don't take the resources to go that far. You know? But you're talking to the guy that got Blood Torva on his first attempt with no guides, no plugins, no tile markers, probably better than almost any content creator you've seen. Remember that. Oh, Blood Torva before any less attempts than any of them. I one and done perfect Tob. No fuck ups, no resets, nothing. I went in, I got that shit done. Arguably one of the hardest combat tasks in the game. Not a single fucking mistake. Easily done. Once I get an imbued heart, I'm going in for the fucking Radiant Oath Plate. I just don't have the damage to keep up with bloody blows because I get killed through chip damage or I'm not one hitting the orbs, which is a waste of time. It's super simple stuff. So that's my response to it, I guess, at the end of the day. Again, like I said, it's not hate or beef. It's my opinion. I don't think Odablock knows enough about other creators or what's the word? I guess watches enough of other creators to fully know where they sit. His information, from what I can understand, goes off of what people tell him. Are you also Grandmaster? No, I'm not Grandmaster, no. So I'm yeah, look, if he ever wants to, I'd love to go on a little PvM challenge with him for sure. That'd be great. I don't know what Wolf is talking about. I haven't seen what Wolf's comments are. You also don't have someone on the headset coaching you. Never have. Never had someone coaching me. I'd rate you third row minimum. Third row would be great, but I'd love to be bottom row. I barely got Blower and Gridmaster that with Last Man Standing. I one and done fucking Whisperer, dude, with an Eye of Iac, dude. No hard or anything. No screenshotting the fucking pillars. I just went in and did it. Easy peasy. Pull up the combat logs. My combat logs, yeah, I'll pull them up. Yeah. Real question is why Odablock wearing cat gold? I think it was for charity or something. That's my combat logs at the moment. So I can't do the Moxalata one. I haven't even done Briarfighter. I'm bad at the game. Overview there. So I'm 344 from Grandmaster. They hide their head in the sand like ostrich all they want. Connor's been soaring around. I don't know what the fuck that means. Can't wait to watch it Radiant. As soon as I get the heart, that's all I'm waiting for. Then I'll go Radiant. That's all I'm doing, man. Bro, if Elliot and Mazhar BTC around Demoran All-Stars, I can't see you getting invited. Elliot, Mazhar, I don't think BTC's in there. Mazhar might be. Maybe Elliot, but why would they have a say on who isn't in Demoran All-Stars? Why would they listen to people who struggle to make good content and profit off of content? Why would they let them dictate what good potential content? What? Like if I was Solar Mission, I would be like, oh, well, you don't like this person, too bad, he's in. Fuck you. Like, is that not good content? Would you not think that's the right play as a creator? I don't care if Eliop or Mazhar or BTCs are in Deadman All Stars. The BTCs won't be in there, but I don't care if they're in Deadman All Stars. That's more content. I think that'd be great. Why would someone running the show be like, oh no, I can't do that? Like what? Oda is a good PvM, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Of course, never take that away from him. Absolutely not. I'd never say he isn't. Before he got carried service by the best PvMs in the game for TOA, Tom, and Cox content and 8-bill gear, can't compare that to an ironman doing it with viewers. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it with whatever gear I've got at the time of getting it and just pushing through. But my goal isn't to go for Grandmaster until I've got I want a Zero Crossbow and a Saturated Heart. I don't have either of those. How come you don't do stuff for other creators? I do every week. Every Friday, I'm on the NHFC, fighting other creators, helping out Vank, having a good time, showing their content. There's videos of it on the King Kong Eclipse channel every week. Who the fuck does Team CAs with shitters? I do. Why not? I'm gonna grab 7 random people from the chat that are mega retarded, and we're gonna go run the TOA speed run when I could be fucked to do it. I just can't at the moment. Where is it? I've got Whisperer. I don't even know what these Whisperer tasks are. I just haven't fucking looked at them yet. This expert one here, whatever it is. The speed run, 18 minutes. 20 minutes, any group size, 18 minutes, group 8. Yeah, when I'm ready, I'll just fucking grab a bunch of people and go. It's not up to it yet. You're not getting the speed run with these retards. You'll be one of the cunts on the team, fat boy. I'll make sure of it. Did O do something to offend you? No, he didn't offend. He didn't offend me. I'm just talking about this because it's a comment that I made on something that Odablock said. So Odablock said one thing, I've said another. Now Odablock has responded. Now I'm just talking about that situation. No one, there's no like, that's all it is. I'm just giving my thoughts and opinions on it. And if he wants to do any PvM challenge or whatever anytime, I'm happy to. I'm happy to go along with that. That'd be great. Having Grandmaster doesn't mean shit. Having Grandmaster does not mean shit. Anyone with half a brain knows that. Anyone with half a brain knows that. The most inexperienced people in the game go, "Oh, Grandmaster must be." That's it. People that don't know what the fuck they're doing. What did you say to make Otis say that? So apparently Otis, someone asked Oda about me being in All-Stars, and Otis said, I'm not good enough to be in All-Stars. And I said, and I responded and said, Oda isn't the best judge on who is and isn't good enough for All-Stars because he can't win an All-Stars. Plus, his team was fucking abysmal. If you replaced me with anyone on his team would have performed infinitely better. Because you know what? I wouldn't have been a little bitch and been like, not being able to make moves in his team, put some actual fucking command in there, come up with good ideas that weren't Temperos or pushing Doom at a fucking retarded rate or doing one-man TOAs, pulling Odablock or Rakesy away every fucking raid to drag him out of the, to walk me out of a raid so that I don't die. Like, super simple stuff, man. Like, there's so, like, obviously being a viewer from the outside, it's so easy to make those calls though, obviously. Because we're sitting there watching it, right? So we're like, oh, do this. We know what the other teams are doing. So it's not entirely fair to make that judgment. But just basic things to be like, man, I wouldn't be making those mistakes. I wouldn't be doing that shit. But again, at the end of the day, the reality is if I'm willing to put my cards on the table, put my balls on the table and prove it, it's just whether or not other people are. At the end of the day, I think it'd be great fun. It was impressively bad captaining, that's true. Whether it's his captaining ability or not, like his team was a mess, but each person on the team was guilty of one thing or another, you know? Rakesy could have spoken up more, but he was too busy playing catch up with everyone else's shit. Eviscape just didn't give a fuck. Doobies, I think, was too excited to be first row pick on Oda's team. And No Monkey just is not a second. He's just not confident in PvP enough, and he is not intelligent enough as a team player to be picked where he was, you know? And there's a history of that people ignore with the hardcore team that he was on. He threw that under the bus. So there's multiple things. How do you do the walk, CA? Use a blowpipe, dude. But the one person making calls really stood out. Perp made some calls that was just perfect. Yeah, Perp's excellent with it. Dino's team are pretty decent. Yeah, and Dino's team has a huge advantage by going first on the picks, you know? But that's my, I guess, response to the situation. I will be posting more right-click examine content on the channel, more than this sort of content, because I'm enjoying the right-click uploads. So if you're here purely for drama and updates, if it comes my way, I will talk about it. But for the most part, right-click examine will be the majority of your uploads going forward. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him, goddamn! Fuck me, look at that boy. It's huge!